Commander Mark says anyone can learn how to draw, and Maryland Public Television now offers a 72-page book, Learning to Draw with Commander Mark.
On this program, I'll show you how to draw in 3 dimensions using the special art word S-curve. We're going to draw a water trough. Now, does that sound too easy for you? Well, it's a challenge. I think you'll enjoy it, and you'll have a good time following along because we'll be using all 7 magic words. Later, we're going to add a landing bowl to the Moonscape on the Secret City mural. I have 2 special guests today. David and Carol Geyer are here to show us how to use theatrical makeup to paint faces and change our appearance. I know you want to become a member of the Secret City Club, and Zebtron will tell you how easy it is to join. Now, here's what you need to follow along today. You ready? You need your drawing pad, drawing pencil, and your guest notebook to take some notes on how to paint your face and fool your friends. Now, you gather those materials together, and I'll be right back. The S-curve, super important art word to learn, and we'll be controlling some shapes using an S-curve, gracefully gliding through a water trough. So you're hyped up, right? Your energy's at a high point, and you're confident, you're in a positive attitude. We're going to conquer that flat surface you have in front of you, right? You have your paper out and your pencil sharp. We're going to glide over the piece of paper, and we're going to draw a very, very nice, smooth drawing using that really graceful line, that S-curve. Now, you use S-curves a lot when you're drawing animals, when you're drawing birds, flowers, trees. These art elements, these art words are very important. Right now we're drawing the outside of the water trough. Very loose, sketchy. You can clean it up later. Start coming down right here in direction 7. Turn around in direction 1. Direction 7 again. All right, this is the outside. See how it stretches out further at the end? It comes in right here. This is the outside gutter to it. Now we'll move over here, horizontally across from this point, almost in direction 1. Draw the inside of the gutter. Now horizontally from this point straight across, you might want to put an imaginary point right there. I'm going to just go ahead and put it there. You can do that too if you want, or you can just use your imagination. Again, right here, see horizontally from this point straight across. Aim for that dot. I can even put a little target for myself to aim at. We're going to go around the corner there, around that little planet. Come down. Very loose and sketchy. See, you have a nice, graceful S-curve gliding through the water trough. Our line here in direction 1, the guideline. This is the end of our trough. And then we'll draw the thickness to the trough. See? Right here at the corner, take a close look at this. I don't come all the way to the corner, but I leave a little extra space here, almost like the planet Saturn rings. Or when we're drawing water, a little cattail out of the water or something in the water, we stretch the rings out just a bit. See how it stretches further on the outside and it comes back in close? There you go. See, it's all in developing your style for your drawing. These art words help you create your own certain technique, or, as I said, style is important. Okay, now we'll draw the lines down from each of the ends. You can even taper this just a bit. Come down here. Then a light line in direction 1. Draw the bottom of the trough. This is how deep my trough is. In fact, I'm going to make mine just a bit deeper. And it gets smaller as it goes away from the distance. Okay, now draw that line up in direction 1. Are you keeping up with me all right? Loosen your hands up. Take a little break right now. Shake all that sleep out of your hands, okay? You're keeping up. Now, watch this. We start from this corner. We move it around and curve it up, connecting to this point back here. But it has to be smaller than this front area. So it gets smaller as it goes away from you. It gets smaller back here. So continue this size. See? It gets smaller and smaller. That's that magic drawing word. What's it called? Size. Surface is used too. The near part of the trough is lower in the paper than this far part. See, we use the surface of the paper, and we also use size. Those are 2 important words. The S-curve coming through. The water glides through. You even have to draw the inside peekaboo line. Don't forget that. That's important when you draw flags also. You want to draw some, say, milk coming out of the trough right here. This will be a milk trough. Okay? Draw the water drooping down over here on the edge. And then draw a really loose foreshortened circle. Maybe even an S-curve shape. See, there's an S-curve. And I'll draw a foreshortened water ripple. And the way to make it look like it's water is to put some lines straight down like this. See how that represents liquid? Then you can put the liquid pouring over the edge. And then, I almost forgot this one section. You can't do that. You have to draw the bottom part of the trough, or else it looks like it's very deep. And it's not really that deep. It's just this deep. Match this curve up here. It curves around. Now, I'm going to let you, it's just a challenge. I'm going to see if you can shade this by yourself. You think you can do that? Okay. While you're shading that, take a look and see if you can remember this magic word Elmo's going to show you. Size, right? That's right. That's the important magic word. Now look at this. I'll use size again. This is a really good exercise to keep your pencil tuned up. Did you know you can tune up your pencil power? Well, you can if you practice these little timed exercises. It's really good to keep your brain moving and to really be real confident across that piece of paper. Really conquer that flat surface with 3D drawings. Draw yourself a nice three-dimensional cube, foreshortened square, midline's longer, using size. Now watch this. See this line right here? Take your pencil, shoot a line down right here. Okay? Now watch this. Take your pencil, shoot a line down right here. We're going to use that word size. See? Turn the corners. There's almost another foreshortened square. Now, when you can draw this shape right here in 30 seconds, are you keeping up with me? Make sure these lines are lined up. What direction is this? Direction 1 and direction 7, alignment. Using size, see the near lines are longer. Direction, what direction? Direction 1, direction 7, direction 1, and direction 7. And then I'll shade the left side over here. All the way across. Now, how many of you out there do you think you can draw that in 30 seconds? Give it a try. You might take a minute and a half to start with, and then maybe you get it down to a minute, and then after a couple weeks of practicing, you'll get this down to, what, maybe 30, 40 seconds. I'm going to use the S-curve up here. I'm going to put a foreshortened circle. Since I like that word S-curve, it's a nice graceful line. I'm going to draw an S-curve of a mouse's tail jumping down into this top box, all right? Draw a nice, graceful S-curve sliding down. See, just your pencil flows across the paper. See, and there's a mouse, there's some cheese down here. The mouse is hungry, so he's going after the cheese. Okay, and I'll put another window right here. You can add little extras like this anytime you want. And of course, I'll shade this side. And then I'll put a cast shadow on the surface. See, there's cast shadows on the ground and the shadings up here on the side. Now, these timed exercises are very important. Use these a lot. Draw, draw, draw. Practice your drawings at least 30 minutes a day. Use these timed exercises. And also, keep in your mind the super important art word, which is S-curve.
So many people have sent mail to Commander Mark, it is impossible for him to reply. But still, you should send a drawing to the Commander so you can become a super cool member of the Secret City Club. This week's assignment is to draw a picture of a drone. I think they should be called Furbies. Here is an example from club member Cindy Khan. 2 Furbies playing ball. Send your Furbies to Secret City Club, Post Office Box 444, Moraga, California, 94556, the United States of America, planet Earth, the universe.
Hi, we're David and Carol Geyer from Theatrical Makeup and Supply in Westminster, Maryland. And what we're going to do here is to take 2 very, very normal people, and we're going to transform them into some very theatrical characters. Now, let's start with Carol over here, and she's working with Sarah. Now, Sarah's got a face that's kind of long and skinny, so we decided to make her into kind of a, what are we going to call her?
Well, we're going to be doing cats today, so we've named Sarah as the Sinister Cat.
Sinister Cat.
Because we're going to use very severe lines, drawing on her face, to create somebody who is very stark, very sinister,
and
severe.
Vladimir's got a more round face, so what I'm going to do with him is make him much more gentle, much more pleasant. Now, if you look over at Sarah over here, well, we started with her. By the way, she started out as a strawberry blonde, I think light-complected and freckles. And what we did with her, I'm sure her parents will be very, very happy. We used hairspray on her hair. There are 2 different colors there, and then it was all teased up. By the way, everything that we're using here comes out with soap and water. So in the end, all we do is take these guys, throw them in a shower, and they'll be all set. Now, you can relax a little bit because you can do this at home, but the nice part about what's happening is here is they just get to relax, and we're going to work on them. Now, back to Sinister Cat. Carol's applying the black makeup with a brush over the white cream stick. Now, we got all these makeups here in front of us. As you can see, here's the hairspray that we used first. Let's see what else. These are the foundations that I'm going to use. And there are all sorts of pencils and brushes. Here's a pencil sharpener and glitter, because I'm going to call you Glitter Kitty. All right? You like that. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started with you a little bit, and we'll watch. Let's see. I'm going to start with a foundation. And I'm going to make him look like an Indian first. Vladimir says, what's going on here? You put it on just like an Indian, and then I'm going to blend it out. By the way, what's this called? BK2. They all have different kinds of names. People use this kind of makeup for television and for theater. Community groups use the same kind of makeup. Relax your face. Relax. See, at this point, it makes him look an awful lot like an Indian.
Now, as you can see, we don't always just take the face and make it look exactly like what you have. I mean, Sarah's not going to look exactly like a cat. What we're trying to do is give the feeling that Sarah is a cat, and she's going to have to help us out later. We're going to draw the face on, do the hair, give her sort of a costume, and then she's going to have to add some movements herself to make her look more like a cat.
Just relax, but keep your eyes closed.
We use all kinds of different colors, but I'm staying with just black and white on Sarah to make her look more severe and to fit into the sinister cat category that we've picked for her today. You can see I used some straight lines right across the eyebrows here. That makes her look a little bit more into her character. We use straight lines and curved lines. The straight lines tend to make everything look stark, severe. The curved lines help to add character.
As I'm working on Vladimir, I'm going to start making all his lines looking rather curved, which will make him a little more gentle, more friendly. As you can see, I put on the foundation first, and I kind of put it on, like I said, make him look like an Indian. Does that tickle? Okay, good. All right.
Weird.
It's really a puppet show. And now I'll blend it out with my hands. How you coming?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Working on the other side of Sarah now, trying to put more fur lines or stripes, like a cat would have.
Now, this is just the basis. As I work a little bit further with Vladimir, what we're going to do is I will add all sorts of lines to him to make him look like he is a cat. Now, obviously, you look at his face, this is not a cat. What this is Vladimir. And to make him look more like a cat, I'm going to add him lines to make him look like he's got hair on his face. Now, we don't always just have a cat. We also have a person underneath this, so we have to make him look interesting.
Hello,
Hi,
David.
John.
Oh,
And
hi.
Carol Geyer.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Very well.
And what are you doing?
Do you know who this is?
I do not recognize these creatures.
These two people are club members. This is
Club-
Sarah and Vladimir.
They look like they are from the mural.
Yeah.
This looks like a lot of fun. How can our club members at home do the same thing?
Well, it's really, really quite simple. First thing you got to do is find the makeup. And all you have to do is look in the yellow pages or see if there's some things at home that your parents would be happy to let you work with. In the yellow pages, if you look under theatrical makeup, you'll be able to find that. Next thing to do is to draw on them. And as you can see, we're using brushes and pencils, and it's just like drawing on paper and canvas. The only difference is that he's got a nose, eyebrows, and a chin, and you can see we have to work around those things. Obviously, it also moves. Very different from canvas. Canvas don't move like this. You see how he keeps moving? Okay.
He moves a great deal. Well,
Yeah.
I must move too because I must go and do an errand for my mother. I will see the completed project later.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Zebtron.
Okay, let me put these on you. Gonna add a few little things here just to make them look a little bit more like a cat.
You know, your word for today was size. We have to think about sizes and shapes, too, when we paint on people's faces. One thing you have to remember is that we're not painting on a flat
Yeah.
surface. What we're doing is using somebody's face. And that means that we have to deal with the size of their face, the shape of their face, and the curves on their face. Makes it a little bit harder to draw. Takes a little bit more practice to get the desired effect. The reason that we chose to do Sarah's face this way is because the shape of her face, the size of her face, is long and thin.
Hold still. Hold still.
This kind of makeup fit in better with her face. Vladimir's face is rounder, so we picked his face for that particular cat that we're drawing on him because of the size of his face.
Wasn't that cool how you can take your just a plain, ordinary face and you can turn it into a cat? And we'll be going back in a little while and seeing what the end results are. Our makeup specialist will finish with. Now I have some really drawings to show you today, some kids who really conquered the flat piece of paper. Now look here, this is Vladimir's drawing. He was our club member today, and this is his little inhabitant munching out on some cheese, it looks like. It's a little round creature. Really good control using shading, and look at the texture. Remember the art, that special art word in the background? Texture. Take a close look at the paws and the hand. Nice contour. Let's look at another drawing. Look at this. This is done by Bill. Now, Bill used contour for the tube system, the transportation system. He has buildings, and he has wedges. Look at every single spot on that piece of paper is taken up. And you might notice at the bottom, see, he used computer paper. That's pretty creative. He ran out of blank paper, so he just went to the computer and took out a couple sheets of that. Make sure you get permission from your parents before you do that, though. I don't want you to get in trouble for practicing your drawings. Shading, surface, and size, all used in that one. Let's look at another drawing. Look at this beautiful secret city. This is done by Sharon Kim. She even wrote a little poem underneath her secret city. And this poem says, "Secret city shimmers in the fragile magic of a bubble." Isn't that beautiful? Nice drawing. Do you really understand why important and how important that time practice is? Well, see, if you time yourself and you get real confident with your piece of paper, you'll never have any trouble keeping up with me in the drawing lessons, and you'll be much more confident and enthusiastic about your drawing. So try that timed exercise that I gave you twice or even 3 times tonight. Give it a try. Now today, since we're talking about S-curves, that art word S-curve, we're going to draw a really graceful S-curve coming down through our landing bowl. See, all these flying saucers, they have a place to land up on the space station, but there's really no really safe place for them to land on the Moonscape. And so I've created a little landing ball, and we'll start with an S-curve. See, I have it penciled in really lightly, almost like the water trough we drew with, but it ends in a foreshortened circle. Okay, it wraps around and it scoops up right here. And this is way back in the distance. I'll even draw some tiny little flying saucers back here so you can see the size of it. But first of all, I'll finish the landing bowl itself. We're using that special word, size, that really important drawing word. We're creating the illusion of this humongous landing platform by using that word. See, that's what drawing in 3D is all about, isn't it? Is creating that illusion to your eye to make things look like they're really sitting there on the piece of paper. I'll draw a nice... This is the runway, and seeing it kind of scoops right out of there so that they can take off and have a little kick into the sky, or they can land a real smooth landing. Almost like landing on an aircraft carrier or something. In a little contained space. And you can make this a shallow one if you want to. Now, you have your pencil and paper there, and you can be drawing along with me. Maybe not drawing exactly the same kind of landing bowl, but you can take this initial idea of creating some place for your spaceships to land, and you can, change it and add your own style. Remember, style. You create your own style, your own different changes to it to make it your own special drawing. Give it your own ideas, your own unique creative ideas to your drawing. Now look at this. I'm going to put, there's the landing bowl section. Here's the foreshortened circle. The funnel tube comes down here. This is really a solid, maybe almost like a cement platform. But this down here is where all the energy is reserved. So the flying saucers can just plug into the wall. I'll put little plug-in outlets over here and fuel up. And this is where all the fuel is over here. Artists over the centuries, years and years, they've loved creating characters like the Unibear, like I've created here, or the Moonbots, or as Zebtron likes to call them, the Furbies, the underground inhabitants. Let's take a look at one of these creatures. I gave you some ideas for your own drawings, didn't it? Now see, if you visit your local art museum or your local art gallery, there's tons of ideas you can absorb from, and you can use them in your own drawings. Just like some of these ideas I'm giving to you, you can go into the gallery and get some other ideas also. Mix them together and have some interesting combinations, and even develop your own, or even have your own drawings exhibited in the gallery. Galleries love getting new pieces of art. I'm sure if you went and showed some of your drawings to your teachers or your principals, they might be able to get them displayed in the public. It's always fun to see your artwork being displayed around in shopping centers or in libraries or even in your school cafeteria. That may be fun. You and your friends can do a couple secret cities and have them displayed in your school cafeteria. That's a good idea for you to try. Or even in your classroom, your homeroom, for your other classmates to see. I've always enjoyed having my artwork displayed. Now I'll use my shading pen and add some shading to the side. Now see how graceful this S-curve helps this smooth landing bowl come down? And then, well, see, we used crosshatch shading over here, so I'll continue the crosshatch shading all the way across. And I'll continue the shading down. Now Zebtron's over with our special guest today. Let's see what the cats look like now.
These cats look excellent. How did you achieve this effect?
Well, the difference is the kind of lines that we used. You can see on Sarah's face here, we used lots of straight lines and angles. On Vladimir's face, we used lots of curves, like the S curves on this side and the nice rounded curves around the eyes on this side. That helped create the difference in character.
We really wanted to show you two different faces. So on this one, we made this one symmetrical, which means, oh, she's fussy, which means the face on this side is the same as on this side. And Vladimir is asymmetrical, which means they're very, very different. And that also fits the characters they want to be.
Yes. Now, you can also see that at Halloween time, how much more fun painting on your face would be than wearing a mask. It's a lot easier, too.
Oh, David and Carol Geyer, your work is meow-raculous.
Zebtron's good humor. Well, you know what you can do? Is you might even want to take a pen that's washable, that you can wash off, and sometime during Halloween, and even draw some nice little Secret City pictures on your face. Get your mom and dad to help you make sure it washes off clearly. Now, I'll add the crosshatch shading all the way down here. Across. It'd be kind of a hassle if you used one of these kind of pens, because this wouldn't wash off, and so for 2 weeks you'd have to go to school with the Secret City on your face. So be careful. Make sure it's a washable pen that you use. I'd hate for you to use the wrong kind of pen. And then I'm going to add, see, the nice and dark inside this little crevice right here, and it moves around, blends from dark to light. And of course, I can add some more detail. See this little S-curve in the roadway? I almost didn't point that out. See, I use S-curves all the time, almost just naturally. And you'll develop that natural style when you do your drawings. You'll get this artistic eye after a while, what looks good and what doesn't look quite right. And you'll get better and better. With all the practice you're putting in now, you should be developing this eye, this artistic eye. I'll even make another S-curve since I enjoy S-curves so much. I'll make one more right here. Make it curve down the drawing. Really smooth S-curve. It's a roadway for all the inhabitants of these flying saucers to escape out of the little volcano. Draw, draw, draw. Practice your drawings. Stay in a super positive attitude, and I'll see you next time.
Commander Mark says anyone can learn how to draw, and Maryland Public Television now offers a 72-page book, Learning to Draw with Commander Mark. It's full of drawings and illustrations of the 7 magic words, the 22 special art words, and tells how to start a local Secret City drawing club. The kit also has 3 non-toxic Commander markers, a Secret City drawing pad, drawing pencil, Commander Eradicator, and official Secret City Club membership card. Send $11.95 check or money